Welcome to the Crazy Cool Family Podcast with Don and Suzanne Manning. Parents, what if we could give you the power to transform your family into something absolutely amazing?
A family where everyone is healthy, gets along, loves Jesus, and has great purpose in life.
Hey, let us flip your thinking to unlock the power God has given you to create your own Crazy Cool family. Hey parents, welcome to the weekly Rethink. Exciting times at Crazy Cool Family because our website is now launched. It is happening. It's a significant, there's so many things happening we're going to tell you about again, we're going to remind you about, but such a significant next step for our ministry, and we hope it's a significant step for you as you use these new tools that are out there for you.
Yep. So I hope you go to the website at crazycoolfamily.com. And one of the things I'm excited about is we have some free resources for you, some PDFs and some different things. I'm not going to tell you what they are because I want you to go check them out.
Yeah. And also, so we've redone the book. And so if you want to buy a book for yourself or a friend, it's got our great new logo on it. It's got,
and there's a picture of the book on the website.
That's right. And so we've also got the family dashboard. If you've been with us many times, we have in classes or things like that, we've had you draw a diagram of your family. And what we've done is realized over time that is the core of what we do. And so we've put that on the website as the family dashboard, and you can download your own. Please, please, please go do that. It's going to benefit you so much because you're going to see all the relationships in your family. It's going to send you a PDF that you're going to fill out, and you're going to be able to put that on your phone or on your refrigerator or in your bathroom or wherever you look at things, and you're going to see your family relationships and how you can focus on them. Yeah. So, and we've also got all of our previous podcasts out there and everything else. So yeah,
go listen to those. Maybe there's something that you've missed, or you want to share it with a friend because you remember one that impacted you. Then send them to the website, and all the podcasts are there. Past, present, and then soon to be future.
Yes, and they're going to continue to be there. We're going to continue to update it. And then we also have, what's the big announcement we've been doing, Suzanne?
Well, we shared last week, and It's continuation of this week, is our courses. And so last week we talked about the Relational Discipline Course, and this week we're going to talk about siblings as best friends.
Yeah, so these are video courses, and we've just talked to a lot of young parents, and we said, what do you want? And they said, we want video that also we can listen to it in our car if we want to. It translates into audio. Just short. We don't want it to be an hour and a half long. And these videos are short. They are very good. We just watch them and we just reminisce back to our younger days as a parent and go, it would have been so good to have these. And we did have them in some forms because somehow we learned these things that we are showing you now, but we've tried to put it
Well, it was through books and conferences, and it wasn't hip and cool like podcasts and videos in your home, in bed before you go to bed at night.
And it's so concise. You're going to listen to it and you're going to get things out of it quickly.
And it's practical, so you're going to be able to apply it right away. It will rearrange the way you think about things, but it also gives you very practical things for you to do the next morning when you wake up with your kids at breakfast.
It is going to absolutely change the way you interact with your family. The one we talked about last week, and if you didn't hear it last week, go back and listen to the podcast. It's on the new website, and you can hear about it. Relational discipline. We go into detail about the wonderful benefits of that course. Relational discipline is a game changer in your home. It's all about how to build your kids, build self-control in your kids, and to go from parent control to self-control, and eventually parents to teach them how to hear God's voice and to follow God on their own. And it makes, when discipline is done through a relational standpoint aspect, the parenting becomes so easy because eventually your kids buy in and they achieve the fruits of the Spirit as God wants them to.
Well, in Siblings as Best Friends, this course that we're talking about is also a buy-in with your kids concept.
Yeah, this is one of the ones that is often overlooked in families. So if you go to your family dashboard and if you look at the book, Crazy Cool Family, we talk about 5 types of relationships in your home. That in that dashboard, there is you to God, such an important relationship that you have. You will only be as good a father or mother as you are a son or daughter of the King. Then you have marriage And then you have the parent to kid, and everybody thinks about that. I want to make sure.
Right, that's what all the parenting books are written about.
Exactly. And then there's lots of stuff about how to help your kid love Jesus.
Right.
That's the fourth relationship. But one of the ones that really gets neglected a lot of times. Overlooked is a great way to say that, is the kid-to-kid relationship.
Which I think is insane, because doesn't that moms and dads too drive you crazy when your kids don't get along, when they're fighting in the back
really
seat,
does.
or they won't share, or they won't cooperate, or they won't play together nicely? I mean, it just robs you of all peace and joy in your home when there's that constant bickering and fighting with each other.
But this is one of those, and we're so glad we were taught this at a young age of parenting, young in our parenting years, if you will, because it really has changed. Our family's built on it in so many ways that it's a foundation of building a crazy cool family is siblings as best friends.
Our kids all bought, maybe they didn't buy in along the way, but they have all fully bought in now.
Right, all seven.
All seven of them.
And there's a lot of relationships.
Best friends with each other.
There's a lot of relationships in between those seven kids. And, you're exactly right. They didn't buy in at first. In fact, we've had a couple of very troubling, and I say very troubling, we've had a couple of troubling relationships. Or ones.
Well, and it was understandable, because there was a 4-year gap, and so there was a separation of maturity level, and there was they didn't understand or want to understand each other. They didn't want to look out for and take care of each other.
And we're talking about Molly and Madeline, who was our first daughter and second daughter, and then Michael and Maddox, our first son and second son. 4 years difference, very different personalities, and not really buying in, the older kids especially, not really buying into the whole siblings as best friends concept.
And so we just kept selling it. We kept telling them over and over again, your sister, your brother will be your best friend.
And so they believe that over time. It's funny to hear them joke about it now, because they say that how much we instilled in them that it was a mantra. And parents, as you hopefully purchase and use this course, you're going to see that needs to happen in your life. It's not something that just happens overnight. We are teaching you in 6 short videos. But we're teaching you a way of life. It's so valuable, the information. So why don't we take a minute and dive into the videos, because each one of them have their unique, they all come together, but they have a unique teaching. The first one we do is just number 1 is why sibling unity is key to your family. And we relate it back to your parents of what God says about unity. God wants unity in all things, including in our family as well
especially in our family. I mean, it's most powerful, because that's where the unity starts. When you can be unified at the home, then you can take that to all your other relationships. Yeah,
and God wants unity in our church. He wants unity everywhere. We talk about unity, and then we bring it down to why sibling unity is so important to your family.
It's the first place to practice.
And one of the things that we hear from every family, and I will say every, because it is, I think without exception, it leads to session number 2, is how different everybody is in the family. We never get a family come to us and say, hey, our kids are all the same. Every one of them. We just, and parents are so it's strange to them how kids are raised in the same home with this quote unquote same environment. Not really true, because we definitely parent our 7th kid differently than we parented our first kid. So
sure.
I mean, there's definitely some differences there, but they don't, they're wowed as their kids grow up at how wildly different everybody is.
And I just love it. It's one of my favorite things that God does, is put such bizarre, crazy individuals in a family and then wants them to get along. I can just see God up there laughing, going, oh, watch this. I'm going to put this kid and this kid together.
Yes.
And so we're going to just show you in the session 2 what to do with those differences, and how to embrace them, and how to point your kids toward each other when they don't have anything in common.
Yeah, because the enemy wants to take differences and create division. God wants to take differences and create unity. And so in session 3, we show you, it's a little short video, but it's so powerful because it shows you how to create what we call an interactive culture. And what that means is we just give you ways to put your siblings together. Remember, parents, the world says that kids of the same age stay together. and we kind of challenge that a little bit and say that's good. And everybody, when they're in sixth grade, they don't need to just play with all sixth graders. What if they play with their siblings and other kids and they get some differences, and we show you ways to do that.
Yeah. And this is where we're just going to wreck your thought processes on what the world says one thing, but we're going to tell you a way to do it that's different and we believe is better and we've experienced better.
And that's really the whole concept of siblings as best friends. It's really the whole concept of Crazy Cool Family,
right?
That it is different and it is challenge and it is next level, because when you're putting your kids together and the world will say, no, they need to be with their peers. But we'll say, no, well, that's true. Yes, let's put them with their peers some, but let's change that balance and put them with their siblings and put them with their family and watch what changes. And that also leads to videos 4 and 5, which are about the role of the older sibling and the role of the younger sibling, which is very different.
Yeah, parents, when you can come in and pay attention to that specific role of that older child or that younger child, and we'll talk about that in the videos, how you do be intentional with those and pay attention to those. We'll give you some very specific, even things to say to the older and to the younger sibling. Then you have captured your family. You've captured those sibling relationships for the glory of your family, but for the glory of God. And then they can go out and use what they've learned in their family with their siblings on all the other relationships that God presents to them.
Yeah. So overall, with your siblings, you're casting vision of being best friends. And then with the older and younger siblings, you're casting vision of how they are going to implement and how they're going to get along and lead. The older ones, how the older ones are going to lead and how the younger ones are going to follow. And then in session 6, we just solve we get very practical. It's all practical, but that's even more practical. We take some common sibling conflicts and we go through them, and
like jealousy and tattling.
Yep. And how to make those really just disappear in your home. I mean, parents, think about that, yes. Parents. What if tattling and jealousy and fights between the siblings disappeared in your home?
And I can say we don't have that in our home. Now, granted, we've got a 30-year-old, so that would be bizarre if she was doing that. Right. But we haven't had jealousy and tattling for years and years.
Yeah, it's just
so it can happen. It does happen. It will happen in your family.
And we've worked hard at establishing that culture in our home, and
our kids bought in.
And that's right. And we want to show you how to do that. It's very possible because parents, this really is going to change the environment in your home. It's going to change the way your children interact with each other. And actually, what's cool to me is that now our children are allies with us in raising our family and bringing out the best in each child versus having to fight them, having to fight the damage they're doing. Does that make sense? Right. Yeah. I hope it makes sense to you. I know it makes sense to you, Suzanne, but I'm thinking about for parents. I hope you.
For sure. I agree.
I hope parents that you understand what we're saying is that we want to turn your kids into allies to fight the battles with you. And it creates this, what we call the upward spiral of family, because the kids are helping, everybody's together. Family becomes the funnest thing that you do. Funnest, more fun. I never know which one to use on that one.
I don't think funnest is a word.
Yeah.
Okay, so with these courses, both the courses, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to help you see the value of the end game or the end goal as you fight for it in the present. And so you might wake up in the morning and your children aren't going to be best friends, and tomorrow morning they're not either, and next week and next month they're not going to be. But if we can paint the picture of the end goal and show you that it does happen, the end goal, then we hope that will give you the intentionality and the purpose in the present, in the morning, as you continue to say to them every single day, no, you will be best friends. You are best friends. God gave you each other as best friends.
Yeah, and just like we said last week, the courses are available at a really reasonable cost. You can actually buy them as both this one and the Relational Discipline as a package if you want to. And we've got that special deal for you for our podcast listeners. If you will text Crazy Cool Family to this text number, 31996. Again,
I thought of a way to do it, guys. You can remember it, 31996. That's easy, right? 31996. That's what you text it.
There you go. Now you have a memory kicker as well. So text Crazy Cool to Family to 31996.
And with that, you'll get the videos, you'll get the audio that goes along with the video, and then there's a virtual community, and then there's more. We've got some PDFs, some visuals that go along with that for you to just empower you to learn it on all the different ways, hearing it, seeing it, doing it.
Yes, and the texting gets you a discount everything, and you're going to get all that stuff.
Oh, I interrupted you, didn't I?
That's okay. That's okay. We're still here.
I was moving on.
That's right. Hey,
all that texting.
Well, yes, all that texting is going to get you some great stuff, and because it's just this Siblings as Best Friends is just perfect for you as your, especially, well, it doesn't matter wherever you are on your journey. These videos are short, they're easy to listen to, and they're going to help. They're going to be packed with powerful points. Say that 4 times. It's going to be packed with powerful points to make sure that you understand how to put this concept in your family. And then there's a Facebook group that you can interact with as well to see how others are implementing it in their Crazy Cool Family as well.
And we are just so grateful for you and for your investment in Crazy Cool Family, and even for the purchase of these courses, because what that does is it fuels us to create more resources and to help other families build their own Crazy Cool families.
Yeah, we've heard so many stories from families over the last decade as we've taught this, that it's worked in their homes, and they implement it and they go, oh my goodness, my kids don't fight anymore. They love each other. They take care of each other. And it doesn't happen overnight, but it happens over time. And, you know, our theme for this month has been family is worth it. Siblings, right. You know,
your family's worth it.
And we've pursued this for years. Siblings as Best Friends. We've pursued this for years. And guess what, parents? It's worth it to pursue this. You have certain mantras, certain themes in your family you want to pursue, and that's one that we decided to pursue diligently, and it has worked out well, and it's been worth it for our family. So one of the most practical places you can make your family feel worth it is when your children enjoy each other, and when those relationships are strong, the whole family dynamic is fun and delightful. Don't you love that word? Delightful. How would you like to have a delightful family?
Dynamic.
Yes.
Exciting.
So don't forget, 31996. You text Crazy Cool Family to that number. So last week we shared about relational discipline. Go get that course. This week we shared about siblings as best friends. Go get that course. Next week we're going to talk about a free Crazy Cool tool that we're going to share with you that's going to help you see all those relationships. We mentioned it at the very first, so I'll give you a little teaser about it, but next week we're going to share about it more in depth. Hey parents, thanks so much for listening to us. Thanks so much for supporting us. We hope that Crazy Cool Family is making your family crazy cool. So go be crazy, parents. crazycoolfamily.com.